Believe it or not, service in a pandemic for an organization like MCR is much like service not in a pandemic because the needs are not new, right? They're most certainly exacerbated, but the needs, by and large, have been the same. It's lack of access. It's wanting to understand sort of philanthropic giving strategies and how organizations that have a mission can align themselves with others in collaboration to, one, increase visibility for who they are and what they do, but more importantly, how they are able to be more impactful.
We got asked by COACT to serve in a new way with a pilot grant that they called the Activate Fund. And my role was something called the Resource Navigator, which was a new concept.
Matthew was a wonderful guide through all of the complicated layers of the process. He was a tremendous advocate in terms of helping us not only get recognized locally and at the state level, but then the NBA showed up, the Pistons showed up, and they began to lift our work as it related to water justice, water rights. There were also professional soccer teams that began to recognize we the people of Detroit and advocate and began to donate to our work. And so I would say that it was his advocacy and becoming a one-man cheerleader for we the people of Detroit that created tremendous focus on the work that we were doing here in Detroit around water work and water justice and water advocacy.
In business, I think you want to cut out as many of those middle organizations as possible, but in this, it's different because we fundamentally at MCR believe that the organizations inherently understand their communities and their needs the best. They might not have experience with grant writing yet, they might not have experience with marketing yet, but they know they need it, they know the story they want to tell.
It was really about seeking ways to figure out how they could support the work of we the people of Detroit, making sure that the light shined on the work of we the people of Detroit. And to me, that's a very important value that Detroiters really appreciate because many times we've been exploited.
I often say to nonprofits that keep in mind that foundations, they don't have much purpose to exist if they're not giving money to people like you. That's kind of an edgy thing to say, but it's true.
And that's where we leaned on our partners. We leaned on the relationships that we had, not only with our board, but with philanthropy to be able to have candid one-on-one conversations, to be able to say, this is the position that we're in. Can we either pivot certain grants or adapt the way in which we're thinking about our service modality to meet urgent and emergent needs? We most certainly collaborated with several of the partners that I lifted up before, M&A, New, COACT, CDAD, to really attune our programs, again, in this virtual environment to meet most of the pressing needs that were happening across the sector. And again, not new needs, right? But just different needs that were exacerbated by the conditions of being less proximate to those that we serve.
2020 became the year of the pivot. MCR saw the tremendous need in the communities that we serve, both in nonprofits and organizations, as well as small businesses in those communities, and saw the need to quickly pivot from what we would normally do in our programming.
One of my goals at that time, the top of the list, was for our organization to become a 501c3. And on that mission, we worked very closely with Miss Maureen.
And with her help, we were granted the name, a legal name for our organization, which at the time we didn't know we had to be registered under the state.
That way, organizations and businesses sometimes are faster to give you help because they donate monies or give you monies and they're able to write them off as a tax break.
To be able to do it in a digital way, to set up an online clinic that could connect clients to lawyers, to continue to work directly with clients, to get them to not let the pandemic also get in the way of their goals that they had for the year.
We had ideas, but we did not know how to get them activated. And working with MCR, they have opened doors and have given us the opportunity to network.
And we also were we're lucky enough to be able to be connected with a broad range of pro bono lawyers who also helped us to serve these clients, to step up at a time when the gaps created by COVID just exacerbated what needs were already there.
It's really important that MCR as an organization, again in concert with our incredible partners, continue to beat the drum and to be able to uplift all of the issues that we know are impacting the city, impacting the organizations that we hold near and dear to our heart, because ultimately we have a privilege to be in spaces and places that they may not have that opportunity to. So I think that's something that I take personally to heart, that as an organization we have not only a privilege, but we have a responsibility, right? We have a responsibility to say the thing, to be the thing, to do the thing, and do it with heart, and do it with integrity, and do it with dignity, so that we can create, again, a better outcome for our clients and by and large the city that we love.